Hello wonderful people, it's Wild here. Today I'll be showing you how to build this medieval castle. Complete with classic medieval features like battlements, turrets and billowing flags, this is the perfect medieval build for any world. The materials you'll need for this build are on your screen now. Here is the layout for today's build. Putting in a floor plan like this can make the building process much easier. You can see the smaller turrets have walls which are 3 blocks long. The larger turret has walls which are 5 blocks long. The left side wall is 9 blocks long, as well as the front with a 3-block gap for the door, and then the back wall and the right side wall are 10 blocks long. We're going to begin our construction by working on the 3 smaller turrets, starting by building 3 high, 1, 2, 3 with some stone bricks, all the way around the outline of the turret. Then place a chiseled stone brick in the center of each wall and connect using some polished andesite. We'll then create some buttresses, building 2 high with stone brick with a stone brick stair on top on the 2 outward facing sides of each turret. So on this one, they're on these 2 faces, and not on the sides where the walls will be, but on this next turret, they're going to be on the other 2 sides. And we're going to create this same design on these remaining 2 smaller turrets. Here's what we have so far for our build. Next, it's a good idea to add the floors into each of these towers. For this, I'm using polished andesite as it looks like tiles, which is great to have in the basement level of the build. You could also use cobblestone here, that would also look great. From there, I'm going to build 3 high, 1, 2, 3 out of stone brick on top of each of the andesite blocks in the wall, making sure I leave a gap where we have the chiseled stone brick. Here's how it should look. We're going to start working on the second story of each tower, beginning by putting in our floors. Now the floor should sit on the upper level of the block, just below these andesite, and I'm using slabs here as that provides more headroom in the floor below. I'll also be putting in a ladder. Now each of these towers is fairly similar, but we need to keep in mind where the tower joins for the wall, so we can transform some of these gaps into windows and some of them into doors. So I have a wall here and here on this tower, so I'll be putting in stairs in these gaps, and then in the corner. And then I can transform these other 2 gaps into windows by placing in some iron bars, some stone bricks above, and then some spruce trapdoors. Just like this. I'll then go in with some more stone bricks, just building on top of the whole tower. Now I'll create the same design on the other 2 towers, keeping in mind that the walkways are going to come out of other sides of the towers. It's up to you where you place this ladder, but keep in mind you won't be able to place it in the corner where we have these stairs. Here's how the build's looking so far. Double check that you've got your walkways coming out in the directions of each of the walls. Next, you want to make the tower that's in the back right hand corner a little bit taller, so we'll be adding an extra story. Continue your ladder up all the way to the top of the walls we've currently got in, and then you can add in another floor. Just like that. Now you want to build up 4 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, on each of these gaps, making sure we leave a gap in line with where we left our gap on the lower story. We'll then turn all of these into windows by placing in some iron bars, a block above and then a trapdoor, and we'll also fill in the block above that. For a little extra detail, place a stone button underneath each of the top story windows. Now we've got the base of each of these smaller towers finished, we're going to add some crenels and merlins for that classic castle-y finish to the top of each of these towers. Start by placing a stone brick stair block centered on each of these walls like this. Then build on top of each of these with some stone bricks. Come to either side of these stone bricks with some more stone brick stairs. And then you can place a stone brick block filling in the corner. This is going to create another circular shape. Like this. From here we're going to create the crenels and merlins by placing a stone brick leaving every other block free. And we're also going to be adding in our floor and a way to get up. So just extend your ladder all the way up to the top. And then I'm placing my floor on top of these so it's at the lower level of the slab. This also makes the floors here spawn proof. And if you're building it in survival, you can spawn proof the rest of these stone bricks by placing some buttons on top. Now that we've got this design, we can repeat it on the other 2 smaller towers. It's really starting to have that medieval castle vibe. Now we can work on the larger tower, starting with the 2 walls that connect with the walls of the castle. I'll build up 2 high with some stone bricks here, and then place some polished andesite on top of this, followed by 2 more layers of stone brick. Now we can work on these 2 outward facing walls, which we're going to have some gaps in the wall where it kind of resembles a window, but it isn't actually see-through. So for this we'll be using some stone brick walls, and then we'll build up the wall around it so that the andesite band follows all the way around the tower. To tie in the design with the windows we have on the smaller towers, I'll also be placing some spruce trapdoors on top of these little dips in the wall. While these dips don't function as windows, they provide the same architectural interest as having a window in your wall. On top of this, we are going to have some windows, and we're going to begin by placing in some chiseled stone bricks, and these are going above each of these sections here like this. Then I'm going to build up 3 high, 1, 2, 3, with some iron bars. To do this, I'm lining up my crosshair on the very top of these iron bars. And now I want to fill in the walls around them by building 3 high with stone brick, placing in a layer of stone, and then building over the top with some more stone brick. And like the other windows on this build, I'm topping them off with some spruce trapdoors. For the remaining 2 walls on this part of the tower, we need to leave room for a door in the center. So I'll build up 3 high and over the top to create a door frame, and then fill in the rest of the wall. And you can check this is at the right height, as it should line up with the stone brick on the 2 windowed walls. And then going to create some small windows by leaving gaps in the stone, and build over the top with some more stone brick. Once again, finishing off with some spruce trapdoors. Here's how that should look. Now we want to add some more architectural interest to this tower by creating some buttresses like we have on the smaller towers. But since this is a larger tower, we want something a bit more grand. So I'm going to be building 2 up with stone brick with a stone brick stair on top. Then I'm placing a stone brick stair facing inwards and then 1 upside down, with a stone brick block above it, and then 1 more stone brick stair. You can see how this creates a really attractive shape. You just need to build your buttresses on these 2 walls, as there's going to be some castle walls connecting to the other sides. I'm also going to be placing in some stone brick walls on each of the corners like this. And I will go ahead and place these on the interior side of the build as well. Now is a good time to start adding in the floors. Once again, I'll be using some polished andesite for the lower level. And then I'm going to build my ladder up the whole height of the tower and add in a floor here at level with these doorways. Just like that. For this tower here, we're going to have quite a tall tower, but we're going to be having 2 layers of crenellations with a taller tower sitting on top of this one. We'll begin this design by placing 1 more layer of stone brick on top of what we've already got. Then we can go in with some stone brick stairs and place them on every other block like this. You should place them so there is a free stone brick block above each of the spruce trapdoors. You can also place a stone brick wall in each of the corners. From here, we'll place stone bricks on top of each of these stairs. As well as each of the stone brick walls in the corner. And then fill in the gaps with some more stairs. Here's how it should look so far. Now to create the crenellations, take some more stone bricks, and I'm going to place these in the corners and then every other block. While we're at it, we'll extend our ladder up 1 more block, and then we can start putting in our floor. For this, place them on top of each of the stone bricks, and then connect to the corners. Of course, you'll have to leave the gap free where we've got the ladder. Then place some stone bricks, like this, so 3, 3, 3, and 3, and this is going to create the shape for our next tower. We're also going to be placing a floor in this tower at this height here. Here's how it should look from above. We'll begin by creating the walls for these 3 sides of the tower, leaving the one facing towards the back free. Begin with the chiseled stone brick, and then build up 5 high with some stone bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will leave a 4 high gap for your iron bars for the windows. Then you can build on top of all of this with some polished andesite and place a spruce trapdoor over the top of each of the windows. Finally, you can go in with one more layer of stone bricks. For the back wall of the tower, we need to leave room for a door. So build up 3 high either side of the center with a chiseled stone brick above like this. Then we'll create a small window, just 1 high here, and continue the andesite around the back, finishing with a trapdoor and 3 more stone brick. Now we want to create some more crenellations, and for this we'll be placing a stone brick stair above each of the trapdoors, and then a stone brick wall in each of the corners. I'll then place some stone bricks on top of each of these walls, as well as each of the stairs, and connect the circle using some more stone brick stairs. For the crenellations on this tower, I'm going to begin by placing the stone bricks in each of the corners, and then in the center of each of the 3 wide sections. This is a little bit different to the layout of the crenellations on the other 3 smaller towers, and just adds a little bit of interest. Next, I'm going to go in with my ladder and put in the floor of my build. Now we can get working on the walls connecting these towers of our castle. I'm going to start by placing in some chiseled stone bricks. On the left side wall here, I'm leaving a 2-block gap between each. On the back wall, I have 2 grouped like this either side with a 2-block gap in between. And I have the same 2-block gap in between on the right side wall like this. Finally, on the front, I have a chiseled stone brick centered on each side. You can see where all of these are placed. Then I'm going to fill in the rest of this layer of the wall with some stone bricks. On top of each of these chisel blocks, I'll then go on with 2 stone brick walls and a chisel block on top. And then fill in the walls up to the height of this chiseled stone brick with some more stone bricks. Here's how the castle's looking from inside the courtyard so far, as well as from the front of the build. Then at the front of the build, I'll place a stone brick coming either side of the gateway, and then I'm going to build across the top of each of these walls with some stone blocks. This is going to provide the walkway which connects each of the towers, so you can see it should line up with where we've got our stairs coming out of each of the towers. Next, we need to add a way to get up to all of these walkways, and for this we'll be adding in a little staircase along this left-hand side wall. So I'm placing a stone brick stair so it's upside down and facing towards this larger tower, and then I'm going to zigzag my way down to the floor with some right way up and upside down stairs. Then I'll create a small railing with some spruce trapdoors. And I'll also extend these along to one before the stair finishes, so here, and you can see I've placed these trapdoors as placeholder blocks on top of the walkway, placed trapdoors coming off of those, so you can see that they're sitting away from the block here. Next, we're going to create some crenellations along this wall. Starting on the interior side, I'm going to place in a stone brick block here with a stone brick stair underneath, then a stone brick stair, a block with a stair, and then one more stair. So it looks like this. Then I'll place stone bricks on top of each of these stairs. Now I'll come round to the outside side of the wall, and I'm going to create the same pattern with my stair, every other block like this, a block on top of each of these, and stairs in between, and then the crenellations on top. Here's how it should look. For the back and side wall, which have a 2-block center, we're going to have to create a slightly different design, but we'll start by placing an upside down stone brick stair in the corner here on the stones with a 1-block gap. Then we'll place 2 in the center with a 1-block gap, and it should look like this. Then we'll place stone bricks on top of each of these and stairs in between. And then once again, the stone bricks are going on top of the stairs. So you'll see you'll have a 2-block gap in the center. And I'll create this same design on the outside side of the wall. I'll then repeat this design on the right-hand side wall here. We also need to create crenellations on the front side wall, and since this has a 1-block center, we'll just start by placing our stairs on the outer side and then leave a 1-block gap between each. And once again, we'll go in with our blocks and stairs to create the crenellation pattern on both the outside and the inside. Here's how our castle's looking so far. Now I filled in some of the interior courtyard with some gravel, but it's up to you how much of the area you fill in. I like to leave some green spaces to either side to plant some flowers, and it also breaks up the grey of the build. I've also left a little gap here where we have our gateway, and I'm going to be using some smokers, which have these little holes in them, as well as some fences to create a little castle gate. Now we've got our walkways in, we can also add in our doors. So I'm placing these from the interior of the build like this in each of my towers. That way they open outwards, and you can see they're actually placed on these stone sections of the walkways. Easy enough just to walk between each of the towers to place these. I also need to add a doorway to the top tower here. Once again, I'm placing that from the interior. And now we're going to add some wonderful billowing flags to the tops of each of these towers. The flags on the smaller turrets, start by finding the center of your top section here and place an extra slab. This is because we've got a 1-block lower level slab floor here, and we'll need to place in the stripped spruce log on top of this slab. Then build up 5 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to create your flag post. Now I'm using red and white wool for my flags, but you can definitely customize this for any color for your kingdom. I'm going to be having 3 blocks of red wool and then 4 blocks of white wool, so I have a pointed flag design. And when I create the flags on each of my towers, I'll have them waving in a slightly different direction each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That way it has a more natural appearance. 2, 3, 4, 5. For the flag on the larger tower, I want something a little bit more dramatic. We're going to start the same way with a slab in the center and then a strip spruce log. This time I'm going to build up 6 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting 1 fence below, I'm then going to build out 3 blocks. Come down and forward on a diagonal and build across 2. And then down and backwards on a diagonal for 1. Then I'll come underneath this with some white wool, following along the shape. And this time I'll extend out 2 at the end of this red wool, and then down 1 and on a diagonal for 1 more white. To tie in the red of the flags, I've also created some banners, which are just white banners with 2 sets of red stripes. The reason I've used 2 sets of red stripes is it gives a bolder pattern than if I had just used 1. I'm going to hang these either side of the gate at the front and on the interior side of the wall. So here you can see how I've really elevated this castle with some simple decorations and the addition of greenery. If you'd like some more castle inspiration, check out the tutorials in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please consider subscribing if you did, and check out my Patreon where I'll be showing how to decorate the inside of this castle. See you in another video!